it's kind of got that Hobbit feel to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Welcome to SinCast, presented by Cinemasins.
All right, everybody, welcome to the SinCast. Today we're going to do a mini-pod of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Today, this is Chris Atkinson from Cinemasins, joined by Barrett Scher from Music Video Sins.
Hello.
And we have our second guest appearance from Jonathan Watkins today.
what's up?
He's gonna give his insight into this. You two have kids, and I feel like this movie's like sort of a back and forth between kids and adult type of stuff. Like, I feel like kids enjoy this probably more overall, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
probably
know.
so. Yeah, I would think so, because it's so heavily reliant on visuals. You got to really dig on seeing how they create these beasts.
Yeah.
Um,
And the beasts are very cute and cuddly,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed seeing a lot of them, like the one that steals all the money.
Yeah,
and all
that was
stuff.
awesome.
They're fantastic.
They are
You
fantastic. They are indeed.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to find them though.
you haven't read the book.
I guess it's all in this guy's suitcase.
They're in a
Yeah.
Doctor Who suitcase or whatever the hell
is
that
he going to
was.
write a book saying you can find the Fantastic Beasts? They're all in my suitcase.
Yeah, I took my daughter, and she's only 5, so she says she really liked it. She slept through half of it, but
That's
she
probably a
claims
good call.
the part that she didn't sleep through she really enjoed.
Nice.
So
No,
Yeah.
I had her snoring in my ear as I watched this movie. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, we had somebody in the theater that was talking at every turn, man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We had a lot of people dressed up. Did you guys have any
No,
Hermiones or Harrys?
Well,
think so.
you know what? If there were, we got in the theater when it was already like. I didn't see anybody outside though that was like that.
But this was also, I don't know, this might have been just the Thursday night thing, because I went to the Thursday
it was
night
definitely a
showing,
Thursday
yeah.
night thing, because that's where you get the true fans, is the Thursday night. So here's my impression of this movie. I did not really get involved with the Scamander character at all. Now, Eddie Redmayne is a fantastic actor. He's like one of our best ones going right now.
He's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting.
But
Jupiter Ascending, though.
yeah, no, he's terrible in that. No, I mean, I don't really blame him. That's
I know.
just a bad
That was an
movie.
interesting vocal choice, though, in that movie that he had.
Yeah, I think I think it was like, all right, I know this is shit, so let's just go for something. But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But I wasn't getting with the Scamander character because we don't get to know him, and all through this movie, see, he's coming from England to America so that he can, I guess, mate this? Is he mating what is he doing with the?
he's getting a beast from this dealer in New York, whom he, spoiler, never meets.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I know that he goes there, but and then they say, well, there you can't do that in America, so we've shut that guy down. And then he wants to go to Arizona with this
Yeah.
big eagle fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's what his main thing is.
Yeah.
But I felt like this movie needed to have something before this.
Yeah.
Like, we got to see him actually get these beasts and collect them first. And then we go into America and all other type of stuff.
And that was the problem
Yeah.
I had with the movie. I didn't catch this little bit that you guys did. I had no idea why he was in New York. And he made the Arizona comment, and I'm like, well, why didn't you just fucking go to Arizona?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they have ways to get to Arizona. I don't think you have to come to New York first. Even was this in the late 20s?
Yep. Yeah.
Because I know
1926.
Dan Fogler said a comment about he had got back in 24, but I didn't ever see a year listed. But yeah, that was a weird. Yeah, his character, the Eddie Redmayne character, I didn't really get involved with.
Yeah, so I had a little bit of problem trying to follow his motivations and everything, because I felt like there's something before this we needed to see.
Yeah. That was
Or-
probably more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always like that. They
Yeah.
and they're trying to keep everything like, I don't know, secret, under wraps or whatever. And a lot of times that you take away from your story doing that. And this is pure J.K. Rowling stuff. I mean, all the hallmarks of Harry Potter stuff is in this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your ex machinas are in here.
Oh, yeah.
Your you think it's some one thing and it's the other type of stuff. We're not going to get into spoilers yet. We will, but that's one thing. Now, as far as characters I liked, Dan Fogler,
who I have never liked in anything.
He was in like Balls of Fury and stuff like that, and fanboys, and it was just like he was always that manic, like wannabe Jack Black type character in all these movies. In this one, they've cut his hair.
Yeah,
and
they cleaned him up.
Got a nice little mustache, and he is like the best part of the movie.
He is. They've reined him in, and what's funny is that when he first meets Queenie, who becomes his love interest, she is, it's no pun intended, fine.
Yeah.
Her name for music is Fine Frenzy, but she is totally out of his league.
Yeah.
But she falls directly in love with him, and you're just like, come on, it's ridiculous. At the end of it, you absolutely buy this because he's such a strong character, which this movie is short on.
Yeah, her name's Alison Sudol.
Yeah, she's very good in this.
Yeah, and she's a close second. Like, and it's those two. Those are the supporting characters. Meanwhile, you got Eddie Redmayne here. He's doing his whatever he can with that character.
Catherine Waterston.
Catherine Waterston is doing whatever she can with that character, and I love Catherine Waterston, by the way. But like, and then you have this, secondary story that slowly becomes the primary story with Colin Farrell and
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, and like this, the hierarchy of magic that's going on in America. And I don't even remember what they called themselves in that the government of magic.
Yeah, basically they've got an appointed president.
I guess it's a Ministry of Magic in America or whatever.
Makusa.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And they're trying to find this what is it called? Obscurial.
And obscurial.
Yeah, it's an obscurial,
and
and they're trying to find that. And it's this mystery. We know it's a kid. We just don't know which kid.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we have this family run by Samantha Morton, who's terrifying, but another character that I feel like is kind of not developed.
Yeah, they yada through that whole story of her connection to, the main woman there and everything, and why she's so connected to this particular kid and everything. And again, that's something that would have been a lot more interesting. Why is there a wand in there? That kind of thing.
But I think we're getting to one of the and Chris already kind of touched on this, but the big problem I had with this was I don't think this movie works on its own at all. I think that after we see the sequels, maybe we'll look back and be like, this was the start of a really good franchise. But this is all set up.
Yeah, it's world building right here.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of problems that current franchise starters are having. They're not doing what movies like Iron Man and Batman Begins did so well, where they had a self-contained kick-ass intro.
Yeah.
This is more just like, we're going to show you more. This is what we're going to get to, but here's the beginnings. And I don't know.
I feel like this is happening a lot in movies now. I mean, Warcraft felt like it was doing that, and I didn't know what the hell was going on in that movie. And
well, it didn't even like something like Independence Day Resurgence, which is actually a sequel, felt like it was actually building something new.
It was because they throw that sphere thing in, and that's supposed to be something for the next movie, but it's so confusing.
Yeah,
there's so many things in there that don't make any sense, and like, it was a funny thing that like they tried to get Susan Sarandon to be the president in Independence Day. She said she read the script and she's like, it was just incomprehensible. I just couldn't. I didn't know what was going on at all.
And she did Rocky Horror Picture
and
Show.
she did. Now, that's a bad
do
sign.
enough drugs now.
It's a bad sign for your movie.
Yeah.
So I think before we get into the spoilers and everything, I say I like this movie. There are some major flaws in it, though. I enjoyed the beasts, and I enjoyed some of the characters, and overall, I didn't feel like I need to look at my watch or anything like that, but I liked it.
Yeah, to me, this is a frustrating movie.
Yes.
Because I think we can all agree it's a pale imitation of a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's two main things that bothered me about this, and the first one is the great part about the Harry Potter movies is that it was a place out of time.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the modern era, but they were in this castle locked away and everything in this magical universe where really you don't get the modernization. You don't really see it in time.
Mm-hmm.
Here, time plays a very big factor. Like, it's in the 20s. This is what's going on and everything. And it just seemed like you don't need that context. You want something like this free of context. You want something like this free of Muggles. And by the way, the American version of Muggles, the non-Madge.
Oh,
No Madge.
my God.
That
yeah.
is no Madge. That is so much less charming than Muggle.
Yeah.
Well, and also
Typical Americans.
Right.
when Catherine Waterston first said it, I seriously thought she said no vag. And I was like, that's weird. I was like, but maybe that's what she's calling dudes. You know?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, we should start that.
Yeah.
That
No
should be like,
Yeah.
women should start that. Call us no vages.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, from the Harry Potter movies, you see it from a kid's perspective, and you see them as they grow old and everything, and then you get that sense of wonderment. I didn't get a sense of wonderment in this movie unless it was forced upon me by like a cute little platypus
Right.
and everything, which was awesome, but it's like, okay, yeah, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. What's that going to look like?
And
Yeah.
I've read people defending this actually say, well, remember, the first couple of Harry Potter movies weren't as great. And that's not untrue, but they were so much better than this movie.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I would much rather watch the first two Harry Potters than
Yeah.
I would, especially the second one, than I would this movie.
Yeah, because
Again.
they're at least insular stories.
But so I didn't really like it, but at the same time, I could see this leading to better movies.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of in the middle of like recommending it or not. I mean, you're going to see it. If you want to see it, you're going to see it. And people applauded at the end of this freaking movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had the same.
Which also
experience.
happened when I saw Batman versus Superman, so I don't put
Oh.
much credence to that. But yeah, hey, Thursday nights, people are seeing it.
Yep.
People are seeing it pre-hand, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome! I can
They're
go tell
amped.
everybody about it."
They're
Yeah,
amped. So you guys are more
pumped
on
up.
the dislike side.
I would
think
say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to give this a little bit more of a chance overall. I mean, I'm with you guys. Like, if this turns out to be the kind of movie we see, then this is going to turn into a dislike over time. because
yeah,
it-
exactly. And the thing was, I just like you weren't. I just wasn't really involved, and I think Barrett's kind of saying this too. I just wasn't really involved in the whole universe. I thought everything looked great. I loved the look of New York. I've heard people complain about everything looked CG. I thought it actually looked really cool. I liked that dark gray look to it. I liked the Fantastic Beast, although like Chris, I don't know where to find them.
yeah.
But I just didn't really care about anybody in this movie. I just, except for maybe Dan Fogler and Queenie, I just wasn't really involved in any of these characters, especially Colin Farrell, which we can get more into him in the
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and do some spoilers?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey is Kaiser Soze.
Luke's father is actually Darth Vader. She's the sister and the daughter. They just
No. I'm reading the books.
First off, I do want to talk about the biggest spoiler in this movie.
Yep.
Colin Farrell becomes Johnny Depp. at
Oh
the
my
end.
God.
Well,
I
see-
audibly laughed at that moment.
And didn't this happen in that Heath Ledger Terry Gilliam movie where they
the
played?
Imaginarium
I
of
haven't
Dr.
seen
Imaginarium?
that. Is that what happened?
Didn't they do that
Yes,
before?
they did.
And that's why I was laughing.
Well,
I
it
was
was-
like sitting there going, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, Colin Farrell looks a lot like an albino Johnny Depp right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, that's albino Johnny
Yeah.
Depp. Yeah, it's like, it's got to be, it can't just be Johnny Depp. Like, he's got to be a fucking albino. Like,
Right.
he's got to have like white hair. And he
Yeah.
didn't have a hat. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
the issue with that is that he is such a name in a sea of, even though Eddie Redmayne is a great actor, he's not a star. Nobody's a huge star in this movie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see one of the biggest stars on the planet just, with this ridiculous look. It jarred me so much that I was just laughing at
And
it.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm not,
really,
and I'm not knocking albinos, just so we're clear on this.
Yeah.
I have nothing against
You're
that.
albinoist.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, he's playing this Grindelwald character.
Oh
that-
yeah, and another character that they make such a big deal of, but we don't really know anything about. It's like,
Yeah.
what's
Unless you
dangerous?
read every
Well,
article in those
that's
papers.
what I'm saying. That like someone tweeted Jeremy saying something about, well, this movie doesn't have any narration at the beginning, but it basically does.
Oh, yeah, man.
And very like choppy narration because we're just reading newspapers.
Yeah, and you got to go quick, man,
Yeah,
because that
man.
shit changes
You're
very
like,
quickly.
You're like, holy shit, what is going on? All righty, Grindelwald.
And then you see the more interesting ads about like fireworks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're like, oh shit.
yeah, and whatever the happy water, giggly water.
Giggly water.
Yeah.
But I mean, Colin Farrell, the whole time I was thinking he's doing his Colin Farrell thing, but he seemed so disinterested. He just seemed like he was just picking up a paycheck, whatever. And I just thought his performance was really weird.
Yeah.
But then I found out Johnny Depp was playing Colin Farrell the whole time, so it made a lot more sense.
Yeah, I know.
That was amazing.
So stunning,
but
stunning.
It's so weird to have a twist where the only thing I could think of, and this is completely different, but this kind of happened in 7 because I felt like if you had seen Usual Suspects, when you watch 7, it almost became a twist that it was Kevin Spacey,
right.
you know, but it had nothing to do with the character. It was just, and that's kind of the same thing here on kind of a weird way. It's like they actually made a twist out of the fact that an actor shows up.
Yeah, yeah.
A character we know nothing about other than we've read some articles.
yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, it's like the twist isn't, you know, Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. It's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
Well, that's the problem because he actually delivers a great line.
Oh, in the two.
He's like, you know, do you really
brilliant.
think you can hold me? And that, I can't wait to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Where he does magic shit and he's, you know, the proto-Voldemort and all that stuff. But it takes you all the way there to just get to that line.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of have a hard time. Like, I don't know if you're going to be able to watch the next movie without watching this one. I'm interested in seeing where they go, but it's hard to really like this movie for some reason. It's like they really made it hard to like it.
Yeah.
A tremendous star in the making, Ezra Miller, who's been in a lot of stuff.
Yes.
I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff just before this. He's our Obscura in this or whatever.
Which was kind of a twist.
Yeah, they made it very. I mean, this is very J.K. Rowling territory where they're like, well, I've never seen anything go past these Obscuras go past the age of 10, and so we think it's this little girl and all this other type of stuff, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's why you cast Ezra Miller in this, is because
there was that really awkward scene where he was with his sister and they were fighting over the wand, and they really want to make you believe it's her in that scene. So that's what I was kind of like, well, it's not her.
Yeah. And I should have known better too. I was just sitting there going, you know, we're in J.K. Rowling land, and I guess I just let it slip because I was like, oh, he is the one.
I usually never figure these things out early, but I knew that the whole time, and I was looking for things because I thought that was too simple of a misdirection. I was like, they've got to do some other layer to this and everything. But at the end of this, when he was all full murky black smoke and all that stuff, and they were like talking to him and trying to not destroy everything. Did you get like a strong Jean Grey vibe from X-Men Last Stand?
And actually, I got an X-Men vibe the entire movie.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Because as soon as they started talking about people like not doing magic, and this is something that's infuriating about this fucking movie, by the way, and this is something I don't like at all. This whole idea that magicians have to not do magic or they'll be punished. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
They're magicians.
Yeah.
This is something I don't understand about the mutants either in X-Men, where they're like, we're going to suppress the mutants. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
And we have our character. We have our Magneto character and the Colin Farrell guy here too. You know, where he's like, you know, who's going to stop us? What are these laws for? You know, like the laws protect them or us, you know, that type of stuff. And so, yeah, I got tremendous X-Men vibe from this.
And furthermore, like, I would think they could help. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't work with the Nomad. And, I mean, you could, like, you know, cure hunger and stop a drought. I don't know. I mean,
there's so many things.
I'm just like, you know, I can't. Oh yeah.
Apparently, they're amazing architects too, because they can
just
replace
put the
that
fucking
shit.
City back together.
The funniest part of this was where after dude tears the fuck out of downtown New York, the president goes, contain him or we'll be exposed.
Yeah.
He's already killed thousands of people.
Oh yeah, that was insane. Yeah. Like it's like and somebody says, "How are we going to contain this?" And I'm like, "Yes, please tell me. How are you going to just putting the city back together? Isn't going to change the fact there's corpses laying on the freaking streets?
Yeah, they had no plan.
Yeah.
If Eddie Redmayne's character didn't say like, "Oh yeah, I got an eagle down there."
Yeah,
I can do this.
yeah. It's just like every fantasy movie of the past 10 years, they got an eagle to come in and ex machina the situation.
And can we talk about the sexual tension tension between Colin Farrell and Ezra Miller?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
they were totally fucking.
They
right?
were in the back alley, dark
He was
back
up in there.
alleys, man. Yeah, and
It
it's
was
like he's
so-
talking really close to him,
And it was so creepy. It's like,
Yeah.
I'll help you, man. I'll get you away from your abusive
Well, and
situation.
just-
You just need to do what I want you to do. And you're just like, what the fuck
Well,
is
yeah,
he's
going
supposed to be
on
like
here?
13,
Well,
right?
and seeing him in that submissive pose throughout the
Yeah, yeah.
entire thing too, like it's just, yeah, I agree. I was sitting there going, is there more to this?
Yeah, it
I
looked
think
like
there
it.
is.
Even
It
when he
looked
gets
like it.
mad at him, when Colin Farrell, who apparently is and that's another thing. If he's actually this amazing wizard the whole time, he's this Johnny Depp character, Grindelwald, whatever. Then why does he not know that Ezra Miller's the Obscura? Like, it's kind of weird that he gets completely,
I don't know. I think there's something about
Twisted
that
around.
suppressing of the magic.
Yeah, that's why he thinks he's a squib, because
Yeah.
he's built it, or he's kept it down so much.
Well, this is the thing and I continue to. I hate that idea so much. I know that it's like a sort of an interesting psychological idea that they've kept their magic so much that they turn into fiery balls of hate or whatever. But like, I don't remember. Does Harry Potter all the way through his year? Like, do we remember anything about Harry Potter? Like, not knowing about his magic until.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I think the case that they're making is that they actively suppress it.
Yeah, but how would they know about their magic if no one tells them that they're, like.
and that would be scary as hell if just all of a sudden, like, you pointed at something and you blew it up or
Yeah.
some bullshit. Well, that's like with mutants too. They talk about that,
Right.
like mutants just finding out they're mutants all of a sudden. This is very X-Men. You guys are right.
Yeah, I just feel like that psychological thing would be more prevalent if that was a real thing. Now, you would have to know from like 3 or 4 that you're magic, and then like just keep it down inside for only a couple of years, because they're saying that these things don't last for
Well, and
very
they
long.
said they're
yeah.
always kids too. It almost seemed like, I'm giving this movie way more credit than I should, but it almost seems like mostly like a puberty metaphor.
Yeah, it very much is that.
because it's just kids. It's
Yeah.
always just kids. So it's like, why does this not happen to every child magician or wizard or whatever?
No, it's real clear that this is independent of, I guess, not completely independent, but of the Harry Potter franchise, because these wizards are apparating everywhere. They're obliviating everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
but
it's
Hogwarts exists
Hogwarts exists
because they
yeah.
mentioned
Well, and they
Hogwarts.
mentioned Dumbledore,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of other little Easter egg things that there's a Lestrange in this
Yep.
one, a picture of a Lestrange.
The only character, the point of Eddie Redmayne's
Yeah.
character. we
Yeah,
can get
who's going to be Zoe Kravitz whenever
Oh,
they
yeah.
finally, because we know we're going to see that
Mhm.
character. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff I didn't quite understand, and the two stories don't really meld together very well.
No.
Because we've got Eddie Redmayne doing he's trying to find all his beasts that, by the way, that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
His suitcase has a Muggle toggle switch on it
Oh yeah, why wouldn't he leave that on the whole time?
all the time.
Apparently
and
caps it.
Yeah.
And the cute, the sniffler or snick, I can't remember what they
Yeah,
call
yeah,
that. That
something
cute
like
thing
that.
that likes to eat change and
Uh-huh.
coins and stuff. There are talk about this movie being way too long. There is 20 minutes of this movie spent on him chasing that damn thing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out because he would later on, he would do crazy stuff with his wand. He would, fix a building and do all this shit. It's like you couldn't shoot your wand at that thing and get it
Yeah.
back in the suitcase.
Yeah,
We had to
and
we had Eddie Redmayne pratfalls for like 10 minutes, which I had no interest in seeing.
Right.
Hanging from a chandelier.
And he's such a dick too. Like, he doesn't fix the store
he's
or
a
anything.
huge dick.
Yeah, he doesn't fix the store afterwards. He just takes his animal and he goes.
Yeah,
he cares
that's-
about no one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
except
No, and
himself.
okay, so there's two things there. First of all, he is completely nonchalant about that suitcase. He brings that over to New York and he's like, beasts are out. All right, I'll go
Yeah,
get them.
yeah.
And then, like, he brings this nomad down there and he's like, help me feed him.
Right.
Without explaining anything to him.
Yeah, and-
until, like, after the fact, just an excuse to show it.
Yeah, and he seems to drag Dan Fogler around for no reason.
Well,
Really.
yeah, and as much as I like Dan Fogler in this movie, that also he's also kind of a problem because his character really especially with what happens to him at the end,
Mhm.
his character serves almost no purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of thought at first maybe this is supposed to be our perspective into this world, but I don't think it is because that doesn't make any sense.
No, I mean, they do exposit the hell to him.
Yeah, they
especially
do.
in that prison
Well,
scene.
yeah, they
where
are
they're
using
like,
him for exposition, but,
There-
see, but that's pointless. See,
Yeah,
they're
there's a
thinking-
point where he's like, so what is this and that? And you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, it's an
now we-
expositive
Yeah.
But there's
now.
that
Right.
part at the end where Queenie, they're going to make him walk out in the rain, and which I don't even know why they did. I don't know why they gave a shit what the president said, and I don't even think the president cared. She walked
Yeah,
away, like,
yeah.
yeah, take care of him. I
Whatever.
think she was giving them an out. And then, Queenie's even like, look, I'll just come with you. Everything will be fine. It's like, no, I gotta go. Why do you have to
Yeah,
go?
there's no reason.
Why? And then you have that. You have that. It's cute, but you have that scene at the end in the bakery where she comes and sees him, and you think maybe he remembers her. You're like, well, this is really pointless. Then I don't
Yeah.
understand what just happened in the
Yeah,
last 10 minutes.
Movies seem to always find a way to take away their best part by doing stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like, it would be great if Superman died in Batman versus Superman, but no, we see like dirt flying off his coffin at
Yeah.
the end. That takes away all that 20 minutes you worry about, is now no longer there. And here's the same deal. Let's make him forget for like 20 minutes, make a huge dramatic thing, and it would have been perfect. Just leave it that way.
Because that was a great scene.
Yeah, it was
that
a great
was a really
scene.
good scene.
And then we'll just slowly retread back to where we were in the first place. 'Cause
Yeah.
we know we're going to see him in every other movie after this. He's going to learn this stuff. They'll probably have to obliviate him after every movie.
It'll be like Men in Black.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Well, the other thing I did like about Eddie Redmayne's character is that he did play it as not a traditional hero.
Mhm.
I say this very, very delicately, but it almost looks like he has a form of Asperger's, where like he's not looking anybody in the eye. He's just like very reserved
He's
to
socially
himself.
awkward.
He's socially awkward. He says that he annoys people,
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of thing. And so that was very unique, and I
Yeah.
actually like that part of it. Having said that, it's not always the most fun to watch.
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
know.
not. But he
So-
really does. He really does go all in with that character, because there's even the scene where Dan Fogler has to walk out in the rain, which I'm still don't fucking understand why he had to walk out in the rain. But Eddie Redmayne, is talking to him like, because you're my friend. And because I like, and you can tell it's really awkward for him to say that, like, and for his character, that would be an awkward thing to say. I don't think he shows emotion. So, I mean, he definitely, it's a great performance. It's just hard to really have any sympathy for him because he's a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he just
causes
leaves
all
and
of
he
this.
just fucking leaves at the end. I mean, he's just there. You got to go back, take this out of New York. So he's gone. Peace.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you
And
never
then
even
he
should've
ties
came to
up
New
his
York.
suitcase. At
Yeah.
the very end, he's like, "Oh, you know what? I should probably lock this shit
And
up."
I don't even understand how these animals, like, they're in the widest open spaces possible in this magic suitcase.
Yeah.
Well, the suitcase is like a portal, right? It takes him back to wherever that is. Is that his home? I don't even know.
I think it's inside the suitcase.
Yeah, I think it's like
It's like
it's
that
like how they
tent.
do the tent
Yeah.
at the World Cup of Quidditch
Right.
type of thing.
It's magical space.
Oh, yeah, that makes
and
sense.
like
they make a Quidditch reference too. That was the other thing they do, which is really stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dumb.
I'm sitting there going, you have wide open spaces to run around and everything, and you want to get out of this,
I mean, I guess as long as you found like a safe place to put the suitcase, you're set.
yeah.
Just get in there and be gone.
Another thing about this memory rain at the end of it, people getting touched by the rain are obviously losing the memories,
Yep.
but there are people inside
Yes, there are. There are multiple shots of people inside
who
that
are
somehow
just suddenly
have the same
because
thing.
I guess of the mist or what the fuck
I don't
was
know.
that?
I don't know.
I
have no
know.
idea.
There is no way
they
they're
don't
being
explain
affected.
it.
Like Fogler has to step out into the rain.
Yeah.
They make that a point.
Yeah.
But these people,
he should have already been affected when he was like just standing right there.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't have had. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, and so
I also
yeah.
like they made it a point to show that bank manager
Yeah.
getting rained on.
Yeah, in a
Like-
shower
like,
though.
Is this guy gonna be in more movies?
he is in a shower. I could almost
Oh, he
give
was
it.
in a shower.
I could
That's right.
almost give it to him for being in the shower, but his wife isn't.
No, I don't get it.
And like not everybody else is in the shower
Nope.
either. There's at least 1,500 people in New York who are like, "What the fuck was that?" It's kind of like Jupiter Ascending when they like destroy Chicago, and we suddenly, they just came in and they fixed everything, and nobody ever noticed anything. Really? Are you sure? Like,
you guys should do like a retro mini pod on Jupiter Ascending.
that's
I would love to hear you guys talk about
Jupiter
it.
Ascending.
I know.
But, well, Eddie Redmayne, you know.
Right.
And it's like this crazy world building exercise, just like this one. I mean, Jupiter Ascending was probably hopefully going to build a franchise.
Yep.
I don't know how.
I think it was, but it's awful.
Yeah.
What else about this movie do we need to talk about?
I mean, the other things that, and we're really ripping on it, and there are a lot of things wrong with that. I told Chris as we were walking out, like the Sins video for this thing is just going to be massive.
Insane.
But there are a lot of good stuff that we talk about. But one of the things that drove me crazy was this superfluous John Voight storyline.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing.
Like, the family drama that takes 3 minutes, basically.
And like, okay, so, this killed me. So he's got the two sons, the one son that's like against the idea of magic, and then him and the other son, who I think is going to be
senator,
he's running for senator, or he is a senator. They think he's an idiot. So that's like 2 seconds. And then all of a sudden you see them again where the senator's speaking. And the first way we're introduced to the senator is when the other son brings Ezra Miller and his family. And then he walks up to Ezra Miller and gives him a wad of paper and says, "Here you go, trash. Take out this trash."
That's the worst line. The worst line in the movie.
Like, well, you're the worst person I've ever seen in a movie in my life. And then the next scene, he gets killed.
Yeah.
And then John Voight, we don't see him for another hour. And then he shows up at that scene. It's like, "You killed my son."
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck?
He's shaking his fist at the magical dome. He's like, "I will get you."
That is, here we are saying it again. It's really just sort of the plot doesn't mesh at all. You've got sort of 3 or 4 different points of plot here that just, they don't come together as a whole. In Harry Potter, you would like, there's something going on.
Yeah.
Harry and Hermione and all them have to figure out what it is. And then that's it.
Yep.
And in this one, it's trying to build some sort of like, I don't know, Star Warsian kind of like mega plot that, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense at all. And it's hard to follow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So overall, what, a B-ish or so?
Yeah,
I'm kind of like at a C.
Yeah,
could be a B.
I would say
later.
either C plus B minus. I'm kind of on that tilting sort of like, depends type of thing.
And I truly, if this goes, this could go in a good direction, and then we could look back at this and like it more. I think, like you said, Chris, we could also look back at this and hate it more because everything's going to be just like this. Because it's kind of got that Hobbit feel to it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's kind of got that. This seems a little pointless.
Yeah.
And we're just going to waste like hundreds of millions of dollars introducing into this world with movies that we're just not going to give a shit about 10 years later.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what The Hobbit is.
But if they do follow up with that Grindelwald Dumbledore duel, which is what this is supposedly building up to, I would totally fucking watch that. Even though it's a prequel, we know what happens and all that stuff. If you focus on stuff like that in the J.K. Rowling world, I'm on board with that. But we don't need this.
Well, and you're right. In that like 30 seconds that Johnny Depp's on screen, he's better than anybody. Just about. I mean, I'm not going to say
he's a more interesting character.
Yeah, he's definitely more interesting than Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
Colin Farrell is not an interesting villain. Ezra Miller isn't really. Ezra Miller's a great actor, and anybody out here that hasn't seen him before, go watch We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Yeah.
Go watch Perks of Being a Wallflower.
He's so good in that.
Oh,
and his
my
little
God.
cameo in the Amy Schumer movie, the
he's hilarious in that. I completely forgot about
Trainwreck. He's really good in that
Grab my
too.
nipples.
Yeah.
And then his mom walks in. Oh God, yeah. That scene just popped up in my head. That was hilarious. But Ezra Miller's really good. Go check him out.
Yeah. I think he's sort of emerging as.
But
one
I
of
wonder
those.
if he's going to stay. He's going to be the Flash.
Yeah, he's going to be a
Or
Flash.
he is the Flash. I guess he's already popped up.
Yeah, he's. I think he's going to be one of our like main guys we're going to be seeing once he's in his late 20s and everything. And we're going to say Ezra Miller is going to be a guy we go see for movies because he's great. He's kind of a fearless actor. Especially when you see him in the earlier stuff that you just mentioned there, he's fearless in those movies.
Yeah.
Perks of Being a Wallflower, that's probably one of my 5 favorite movies of this decade.
Yeah, it's great. It's
just-
really.
Doesn't that
And
have
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson.
Emma
Yeah,
Watson.
a little loose connection.
Yeah.
and Logan Lerman, who
Yeah.
I don't really like, but he's good in that.
yeah.
Percy
He
Jackson.
He is good in that. So anyway, go see Perks of the
Go see Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Being a Wallflower. That was our review of Perks of Being a Wallflower.
And Jupiter Ascending.
And Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, wait, can I also can I really quick though? Can I say though, I agree with these guys on Arrival. If you haven't seen that yet,
Oh yeah,
best movie so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Good
that's
stuff.
still fucking fantastic, and
Yep.
unfortunately will not make like tons of money, but
It'll be appreciated.
it'll be
Go see
appreciated.
that instead of this, so you
Yeah.
can see this on home video or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely don't think you need to rush out to the theater to see this. It's a good looking movie, but it's going to look just as good on your big screen TV.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what our next mini pod will be, but we will be doing some more over the holidays.
Office Christmas Party.
Yeah, Office Christmas Party, maybe so. Yeah. Just like, that wasn't funny. At the end. Actually, no, it looks pretty funny, actually.
It does,
Jason
yeah.
Bateman, man, that
Yeah.
guy.
T.J. Miller.
Yeah, TJ Miller. But yeah, that'll do it for this mini pod.
Mini pod.
For Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's Chris Atkinson, Barrett Scher, and Jonathan Watkins. We'll
Peace.
see you next time.
Thanks for listening. Comment on our episodes on our SoundCloud page. Check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit. And be sure to visit Cinemasins.com.
Halloween, Halloween, this is Halloween.
But yeah, fucking Sharon Jones died last night.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Come
So it's
the
like-
fuck
I
on,
know.
man.
So you have legends, complete legends. They're all legends, nearly.
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen, Prince, David Bowie.
Yep.
That's just crazy. And then Sharon Jones.
Yeah. I think the Dap Kings, who were her backing band, I think they were on the Back to Black album for Amy Winehouse.
Mhm.
I think they were her backing band.
Oh, yeah?
And then they went back to Sharon Jones even before she died, I think. But man, that stuff is so good.
Yeah.
Fuck 2016.
Yeah, 2016 is awful.
Except for the Cubs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
well,
Cubs.
I think we really traded on some fucking karma there.
Yeah.
To
It's like, yeah, like God's like, the Cubs can win.
Yeah.
But we're going to kill off every musician you've ever loved.
And vote in Trump.
Yeah.
hope you appreciate
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Enjoy it, assholes. So yeah, today I'll be headsing up with some folks.
Headsing up.
Headsing
You'll
up.
be giving a lot of head.
Giving lots of head.